one template, to rule them all. One of the many puzzling questions this research has brought up has to do with certain spatial relationships that parallel the geometry of the human form. Often, these spatial analogues will be in the architecture itself, and impossible to actually see. We have seen these organic proportions, these vital spatial relationships, both in single structures and in the layout of entire temple complexes. It begs the question, is there a functional reason why these measurements and proportions are so essential to the layout and operation of the temple? And why would they be seen again and again across cultures and across time? There is something about the ancient technology of the temple that requires the same harmonic relationships as the human body. Are we looking at an ancient, lost or forgotten branch of science, based on principles and knowledge that have been lost to time, or simply rejected by the modern West? Could this be related to modern scientific advancements in electromagnetics, resonance and field theory, and their mysterious interaction with human consciousness? In the case of more modern architecture, it might be easier to dismiss as a modern architect paying an homage to a design from the ancient world. But like an anecdote involving the cargo cult, its outer form is copied, but its hidden function and intellectual underpinning are absent. But in cases like the Hebrew movable tabernacles, there really were no architectural details, except for these key proportions and relationships, and the same direct correspondence to the spatial relationships and intervals of the vital centers of the human body. In Egyptian, Babylonian, Sumerian, Hindu and Taoist cultures, even in the ruins of the ancient South American cultures, these same secret templates invisibly govern the layout of the physical temples. A common, hidden message expressed across each of the major cultures of the ancient world, and recurring as echoes in later sacred art and architecture. This is another example of an anomalously sophisticated scientific and technical acumen that appears to be fully developed at the very beginning of recorded history. What are these mysterious invisible templates drawing our attention to? Could we be looking at the tattered evidence of an ancient science whose purposes and foundational understandings are opaque to us in the modern world? And is there something deeper that these temples all carry? How can it be that one template is the invisible and silent governor of temples and sacred art from around the world and throughout time? This is no conspiracy theory. It's not about aliens or unprovable speculation. It's about artists discovering a visual language embedded in the art and architecture of the ancient world. A visual language that transmits an ancient message. A scientific time capsule for the ages, immortalizing an anomalously sophisticated corpus of knowledge about the very thing that continues to elude modern Western scientists: the hard problem of consciousness. Could this be a new Peary-Rice map? Could we be looking at ancient schematics which diagram and explain the aspects of the brain involved in our experience of consciousness? Could this finally be irrefutable evidence that the ancients understood and mapped the inner landscape, the inner universe of consciousness, as meticulously as they did the outer world? And what would the revelation of such a science mean to us in the modern day? In Magical Egypt Season 4, we demonstrate how these hidden artistic visual languages, which have been hiding in plain sight for all of recorded human history, are not found just in the ruins of ancient Egypt, but in the earliest Taoist and Hindu traditions as well. Unifying art and science to create something that looks for all the world like the long-lost owner's manual for the human conscious experience. What does it all mean? To watch the entire documentary cataloguing these remarkable new discoveries, visit us at www.magicalegypt.com